And again, the subcommittee will come to order, and the chair recognizes himself for an opening statement. Good morning, and welcome to today's hearing to discuss solutions to counter the significant threats Communist China poses to the United States. Every minute, China is attempting to infiltrate communication networks across the globe in its quest for global economic dominance, whether it be unauthorized access to sensitive data, manipulating our networks, or attempting to disrupt critical infrastructure. The Chinese Communist Party does not play by the rules. In an effort to combat this foreign influence, this committee has worked on a bipartisan basis to secure our domestic communications networks from foreign threats. In 2020, we passed the Secure and Trusted Communications Networks Act to rip and replace Huawei and ZTE equipment from our networks. That law also created a list of covered equipment and services that pose an unacceptable risk to our national security. Last Congress, we passed the Secure Equipment Act to prohibit the FCC from authorizing equipment from entities on the covered list. Today, we are building on those efforts by discussing 5 different legislative proposals that will help promote U.S. innovation and ensure the U.S. continues to lead the world in combating Chinese tech influence. H.R. 2864 would amend the Secured and Trusted Communications Network Act to add equipment produced by the company DJI Technologies to the FCC's covered list due to the threat that DJI Technologies pose to the national security of the United States. Next, we will consider H.R. 820, the Foreign Adversary Communications Transparency Act, which would require the FCC to annually publish a list of entities that hold a license granted by the FCC and are owned by China, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Russia, and Venezuela. Both of these bills are led by my colleague, the gentlelady from New York's 21st District, and I thank her for her work on these important issues. We're also considering H.R. 1513, the Future Networks Act, introduced by the ranking member of the subcommittee, the gentlelady from California's 6th District. This bipartisan legislation would require the FCC to establish a 6G task force to develop a report on the standards development process and possible uses of 6th-generation technology. The other 2 discussion drafts being considered today would require the Assistant Secretary for Communications and Information to study whether certain routers, modems, and drones produced by companies with ties to our adversaries pose an unacceptable risk to our national security, as well as technologies that would increase the redundancy and resiliency of Taiwan's communications networks. Taiwan's independence continues to be threatened by the Chinese Communist Party, and staying connected is crucial for economic and military security. These bills highlight the new and evolving threat that our adversaries pose to our communications networks and show that we must remain ever vigilant and ready to act. I'm proud that the subcommittee continues this important bipartisan work to lead on solutions that protect Americans and safeguard our communications network. I thank again the panel for appearing before us today and look forward to the discussion. And at this time, I yield